So we are going to select a new source here. And we want to actually select the data lake. So we can do lake, right? So this will give us the data lake that we want to select. So we can continue on, and we want to select the Parquet format. So let's continue because this is based on the requirements. This is a large ingestion of Parquet files. So let's go in and select for the link services. We want to select the default workspace that we have. So we can actually, our data lake that we have, and then in the path, what we want to do is we can actually, does give us the option to browse the path. So we can actually browse into the WW2 and go into campaign analytics. And campaign analytics might have a lot of data here, so it is traversing and it's able to update. If it cannot, we can always type it in. That's no big deal. All right, so now that we know what we want to actually grab the sales data for December sales, and that's what we have here in that Parquet file. So let's go ahead and grab that. You can see that it auto-populated what the file is. Obviously, we have the import schema here, right? And we can say from sample file. And then we can also select a sample file here. So we can actually go in for the sample file. We need to get a sample file here. So we can actually get the sample file that we need and put it in here. So let's go ahead and browse here. Let's go ahead and select that file that we need. And I have it stored in the workshop here. And then click OK here, right? So we can click OK. And now what we need to do is define the sink. So for the sink, we have to define a new sink. This is going to be Synapse, which is our sink. So we can just search for Synapse. Oops. And this is it right here, which says Azure Synapse. So we can go ahead and continue, and we can actually just go ahead and call this the name. Let's call it ASA 400. Link service. We want to be able to leverage the right link service, and we know that it is import 01, which has the right connections. And we want to, let's just say, select one of our tables, which we can do. Let's go to the WDI sales heap. Right, so remember, heaps are really good for very fast loads. So we are actually leveraging that, and then we can go ahead and click OK. And it's going to, there we go. So now we're actually bringing in the sink. What we want to do is we want to leverage the copy method, which is one of the cool things that gives us the copy statement, provides a very flexible and efficient way to have high throughput ingestion. Polybase also does the new copy command, gives you even more performance across the board. So when we can leverage it, we want to be able to leverage it across the board. And what we want to do is we want to be able to have a pre-script in here so that we can actually truncate that table ahead of time. So we want to be able to put in the truncate statement in there. So let's go ahead and put the truncate that table as a pre-script option. And then let's go to the mappings. And what we can do is import the schema. And when we click on the import schema, we can see, let it import, just give it a second. So after we import the schema, you can see that the mapping, right, under mapping, it shows it. So let's go in and make sure we have the right stuff here. So that's listed, and you can see that it says transaction ID may not exist. Which is something that we might need to fix, right? It says may not exist in the source data store. Please import a schema to get the column list. Uh,